Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general reads. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Lovers card, right? So in a lot of ways, the Lovers, yes, it's about choice, it's about decisions, it's, but it's also about relationships. It's also about partnerships. I think in a lot of ways this week, Aries, it is going to be about you starting to see your relationships, your partnerships, your connections in a much different light, whether this is personal, professional, or platonic. In some way, shape, or form, this week you're going to be revising your connections to other people. And for those of you that are in partnerships and relationships, this might be a time where you're having to choose your partner on a more sort of definitive basis. I kind of feel like for those of you that are in relationships, your partner might want, need, or demand more from you this week, and it's going to be about how you can navigate that. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. So for your actions and options with the world at large over the course of this week, you have the Hierophant card, right? So you've got the Lovers card and the Hierophant card. So for a lot of you this week, you are really paying attention to the things that you've already set into motion. The fact that you have the Hierophant card as, your actions and options is about what you do, what you initiate. And the fact that you have this card here, it is a card of your day-to-day routines, right? So this is a week where you're likely to be looking at the day-to-day things on sort of a more practical, mundane level, but you've got this with the Lovers card as well, right? And this almost suggests that you are choosing to change a habit. You're choosing to change the way that you do things. You're choosing to change your day-to-day routines. What this also suggests as well, because it is the Hierophant card, this may very well be a week where you decide that the commitments that you have that are locked in need to be revised. They need to be looked at in some way, shape or form, especially for those of you that are in relationships or partnerships already. For your communications and conversations, you have the Sun card. So it's not all doom and gloom, right? This is great. The Sun card is beautiful, light, heat, life affirming, abundance, joy, happiness, and happy surprises. So you got this right underneath the Lovers card, right? So in a lot of ways, this is highlighting for you that this week, the way that you, the best overhaul, Mercury is retrograde in Aquarius, and when it does that, I tend to stutter and stumble and fall over my words. So you've got the Sun card in the communications and conversations. This is highlighting the fact that communication is doing very well for you this week. Maybe it's got something to do with the fact that Mars, your ruler, is in the sign of Capricorn. Mars does really great work in this sign. He really does great work. So you might find that you're more focused, you're more determined, but you might find that there's an ease and a flow with your energy, right? You've just come out, Mars has just come out of the sign of Sagittarius, which is not a bad place for it to be. It's great, right? Because it's a fellow fire sign. But in Capricorn, this is where Mars gets focused and disciplined and starts to really home in on some of the details, right? Now, the fact that you've got the Sun card here right underneath the Lovers card, this is you looking at your relationships, your partnerships, your connections, your collaborations, your personal, professional, and platonic. And it's seeing you really start to choose to fine tune and streamline your communication so that you can start to make the changes on the ground that you want to. It's kind of like that, you know when you're in a car and somebody takes like a really sharp turn without warning you, like you're all over the place, right? I think this is kind of the opposite of that, but in your communications. For those of you that work for somebody else, this could highlight maybe an opportunity that shows up for you this week at work when it comes to the work and the profession. It could also be that in some way, shape or form, your hard work, effort, patience and diligence is really started to, you know, like this is starting to be noticed. You're starting to be seen in some way, shape or form. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, people that work for themselves, gorgeous energy again, right? This almost suggests to me actually that you've got a clearer path here on some of the things that you've decided to pursue in your business than maybe you've had in a long time. So you're definitely going to feel the energy working with you this week. And then as of, for those of you that are retired or no longer working, the Sun card basically says chill out, right? Enjoy the time that you have. The Sun card gives us the cosmic green light. It smooths things off and it basically says to us this is going to be an easier week when it comes to communications. This might be as well in some form of partnership, personal, professional, platonic, familial. It might also be a week where you can smooth over some of the edges of challenges that you've had with people that you care for. For your love and relations, you've got the Five of Swords. So if there are difficult conversations to be had, and it looks like there may well be, this means that you can have them. And the Sun card there in your communications, it's like you're being very Mars-like, you're being very Aries, right? You're not backing down, but you are able to communicate in a way that doesn't see you, it doesn't see you having to subdue who you are or what your opinion is. That Five of Swords, for those of you that are single, it's right underneath the Hierophant card. If you are connecting with someone this week, they could be very different to you. Like this could be somebody that is all about the rules, the regulations, somebody that has very clear-cut goals, ideas and plans about what they want from life, where they're going, etc. And, you know, not to say that you aren't, but Aries energy tends to get bored quickly. And so if you're going to enter into something with someone this week, just consider they will want more of that Mars in Capricorn energy from you, even when the transit is over. So this is something like if you're meeting someone or connecting with someone this week as an Aries, Sun, Moon or Ascendant, I want you to think about the long term. How much, because right now, while Mars moves through the sign of Capricorn and is, coming into hand in hand energy with Venus, that's going to be great, right? But that transit and that conjunction with Venus is eventually going to end. You need to think about the long term here because it is the Five of Swords. For those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, this is you really paying attention to your partner. This is you really paying attention and, they're almost demanding more of this from you. And it kind of looks like you're happy to do it. Which is, it's not about being subservient, it's about really being present in your partnership. For your money and materials, you've got the Ten of Swords. Okay, so the saving grace is that the Ten of Swords is literally underneath the Sun card. So that's nice, right? But I gotta be honest with you, the Ten of Swords is not a great card for money. And what this suggests is that when it comes to your money, your finances and resources this week, there could be an expense that you don't expect, especially for those of you that are partnered. It could be something to do with the home, something to do with the children. There's an added expense here that comes up. Now, for those of you planning to spend money on holidays, travel arrangements, etc., it's not that I'm saying no, I'm just saying this is probably not the best week to plan that sort of thing, especially if you have to put money down on it. That Ten of Swords it's a hard no, right? So when it comes to the finances, unless there's something that you absolutely have to spend on this week, I would keep your purse, your wallet and your credit cards, etc. firmly in your pocket. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Ten of Swords can speak to the back. The fact that you've got the Sun card here, all right, it's not Leo ruled in the tarot deck, but it is, the Sun is ruled by Leo. And so I'm tempted to say here that your physical back, like your actual back this week, if you have any problems, challenges or issues with that, definitely go and get it looked at. This is also a week to look after your extremities, right? So you're especially on the upper body. So your, your shoulders, your arms, your fingers, your hands, all of that general area, because you've got a double hit of energy that might suggest that this week. And then finally, when it comes to the home and environment, I gotta be honest with you, it looks like some of you will be saying goodbye to something or possibly someone this week. I touch wood and I truly hope that I'm wrong. It could be a pet for some of you. It could just be that a neighbor is moving away, right? Like there's quite a broad sort of stroke in there, but it does look like on the home front, in that home sphere, there's something that you're having to release or to let go of. For some of you, maybe it's an item that needs to be replaced. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I will see you soon.